Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another movie review. Uh, kind of missed. I don't even know how many days I missed. I think I missed at least one day. Um, but I just got done watching a movie. Cult of Chucky. Yes, very, very. I was excited for this movie to drop, and I honestly thought it was going straight to DVD, and I'm just like, okay, somehow I'm gonna get this movie, and I don't think I talked about this yet on this channel. So if I'm repeating myself, I apologize because I think I was going to post the video that had me talking about Cold Chucky, but I don't know if I did. So if I did, then I'm kind of repeating myself. Whatever. I guess deal with it. Um, but I just got done finished. I just got finished watching the movie. Um, an hour and 30 minutes. It's not that really that long, but I guess it's probably average for about a Chucky movie. Um, So here's a synopsis. I'm going to read the synopsis for you. Following a string of murders in the asylum where she's confined, Nika Pierce begins to wonder whether Chucky is real after all. Now, the interesting thing about this, I'm going to read the cast member that they now added to this movie. It's Fiona Dourif. Brad Dourif, which I believe is the name Brad Dourif, is actually the voice of Chucky. He's did him so many times. So now, I don't know is the reason maybe Brad's getting older and they want the franchise to go on, that maybe it might change to female. I have no idea what's going on with this series. But, so I'm going to talk about the movie. There's probably going to be some spoilers in here. So if you don't want to be spoiled, then I'll tell you when. I'll explain it as much as I can without spoiling anything. So, okay, so the movie starts off, and if you haven't seen Curse of Chucky, trust me, I watched it too, and I still didn't like understand exactly what happened. Basically, Chucky came alive, killed a bunch of people in Curse of Chucky, and I guess from what they were saying in this movie, they pinned it on Nika and this guy, Doctor. I can't remember what they call him, Doctor Foley. That's what it was, which is kind of weird because I watch wrestling and Mick Foley and everything, so that's kind of weird. But anyway, Doctor Foley is this person who, um, uh, was trying to be told something by somebody who I'll get to in a second, and he is basically told Nika, no, you're crazy. You keep thinking about this, all this other stuff. It was you. You did it. You killed all these people. You killed your niece and nephews. Because I think there was a niece, and I think there's a couple of nieces that was in the other movie, Curse of Chucky. And so he says that she did it. So that's basically what this movie is about. Is she's trying to convince them that Chucky is actually real. And at the beginning of the movie, she actually bought into it. Like, yeah, I killed him. You know, I must be crazy. You know, whatever. So, like, I remember Nika from The Curse of Chucky. And I may have to go back and watch it because I don't really remember what exactly happened to Curse of Chucky. But watching this, now I kind of want to go back and see, like, if there's any hints at what happened in this movie in the other one. So, this movie kind of leads off now. So the first thing you see when this movie starts is there's a guy. Hold on. Okay, nobody out there. I was looking at some. But there's a guy, and he opens up a cabinet. He pulls out this box. He reveals the box, and it's a Chucky head that looks mangled on the top, but you can still tell it's Chucky in the face. And he starts talking and cursing, you know, as Chucky only can. He's bad mouthing this guy, and he doesn't say his name. You don't hear his name at all. You don't hear his name at all. But I will tell you this: it's Andy. It's not to spoil anything because, but after a while, it's only going to click if you've seen the original movies, one, two, and three, because Andy is the boy from 1, 2, and 3 that Chucky follows in every single movie. And then after that, I believe it moved on to whatever. But I don't remember if they killed off Andy or not originally. But this is kind of, I don't know if there was any change in what they're trying to do with the character now. But this is not. I don't think that this is. I don't know if they're, because they went on from Curse of Chucky, but I thought it was going to be a reboot. But I really don't think it's a reboot because they're talking about all the other movies in this one. So I really don't think that Curse of Chucky was intended to be a reboot, which a lot of people thought it was a reboot, and I even thought it was a reboot. But the way they talk about it, and then I heard about Cult of Chucky, I didn't understand what they were talking about. So we'll get to that when we get to the spoilers. But so that's the first scene. You see this guy talking to this head of Chucky that's alive, and he's keeps saying stuff to him, and then he makes the guy mad. So he's setting fire to the Chucky head at the beginning of the movie, and then it kind of goes off to an asylum where Nika is being held, and it kind of starts the story off there. From there, like I said, you see the brainwashing that has happened with Dr. Foley talking to Nika and everything like that. So beyond this point, let me just tell you, Chucky dolls start to show up at at the new asylum she's transferred to, because she has accepted that she has accepted responsibility that she killed the people, but realizes that she's crazy. So Dr. Foley transferred her to a looser security asylum. This is where fun begins. And really, I can't talk about anything else without spoiling it. So I'm going to give you about 5 minutes, and then I am going to start spoiling things. So if you don't want to be spoiled about Cult of Chucky, turn it off right now, because I'm going to be talking spoiler. I'm going to be ruining the movie for you, how it ended, things like that. I want to talk about it. So I'm going to give you a chance to turn it off. If you don't want to be spoiled, turn it off now. Turn it off. If you don't want to be spoiled, I'm gonna talk about stuff. All right, let's talk about this. Oh my god. Oh my god. This movie. Okay. So it started off, and there's the funniest scene in this movie is when Chucky is walking. The first time he grabs a knife, the doll does. He runs into this crazy lady, and she's like, "You don't exist." And she's like, and he looks at her and goes, "Are you messing with me?" But he says the F word instead. "Are you fucking with me?" And she's like, "You're not real." And then finally he just gets mad and said, "I'm coming back. I'm going to kill you next." But hold on, I'm going after Nika first. It's funny. But this movie is crazy, because at one point you realize what's going on, because Nika is looking out the window. She sees Chucky give her the finger while the one of the inmates is like acting crazy, acting like he's like her baby or something like that, and he gives her the finger. The next thing you see is this Asian girl who is being a complete bitch to Nika. Like, she's saying, "Get the heck out of my asylum. I don't want you here. You're ruining things. People are dying, and it's all your fault. It's not Chucky. It's just a doll." And she goes and gets the doll. She goes to throw it down the garbage disposal thing. Send it in the garbage, or the laundry chute, whatever. I don't even know what it was. I just know they tried to do it to him like twice, and it still didn't. It didn't do anything. But she goes to put it in there, and it bites her. So that's where it clicked. I'm like, wait a second, hold on. The other one is outside. Now I know this is a movie, but there still has to be some sense of logic. The second doll that bit one of the asylum people. What? So in my mind, I'm like, there's more than one. Holy crap. What's going on? Like, I don't understand this. In the back of my head, I'm like, what's going on with the Andy guy? Because at that point they had said something about Andy, or Chucky had called him Andy, and I'm like, oh, that's who it's supposed to be. But then, like I said, I don't remember if they killed him off in any of the movies previously, like in Bride of Chucky. Because I want to say like they may have killed him off in Bride of Chucky, but I don't really remember. Or I thought he was trying to go after him, but eventually didn't. Because I thought in Bride of Chucky, near the end, they actually found Andy. That was supposed to be Andy, him and his girlfriend or something, but I don't remember. But I don't know. It kind of makes me want to watch Bride of Chucky now. I want to get the whole series so I can rewatch all of them again. Because I enjoy the Chucky franchise. It's funny as hell. But so it shoots back to Andy, and he's like, I got to get to them. He's seeing all these reports of people dying there the previous day. And he sees the newspaper clippings online. So he dropped the phone for some reason. But he sees the newspaper clippings. Is like, I got to get there. And the one guy's like, what are you going to do? You're not going to believe that. The head of Chucky, which is probably the original Chucky from like a long time ago, supposedly. And he pretty much, I think, just kills that one. He shoots it point blank in the face and just destroys what was left of that Chucky. And he has another doll in the thing after he realizes what's going on. And Chucky even says, the head of Chucky, before he kills him, says, you thought there was only one? And to me, I'm thinking, so wait a second. How does this work? And it never was really explained in the movie how there's more than one. They kind of show a glimpse, and I think it was from Curse of Chucky, from where he was doing something to someone else, like another doll. There was another doll in the house, and he was doing it, but I don't know if it was current in this movie or it was another movie. I don't really know. Like they're flashing back. That's what it kind of looked like, but I don't know. So in my eyes, I wonder if they're trying to say, like back in the day, like the original movie, when he put his hand over something, he actually touched more dolls than just that one. I don't know. I'm just putting thoughts out there. But this is interesting. This is a very interesting thing. So at the end of the movie, Nika had been transformed. Charles Lee Ray is now in Nika's body. Jennifer Tilly is there as Tiffany or whatever. And then in the back seat is Tiffany in the doll form. And there is still one other one that was in the asylum with a drill, who Nika, a.k.a. Charles, left, I guess, right near the entrance to the asylum. And that's where she left it. And this is interesting because just all the jokes at the end, like, this is different because he put his body and put his spirit into a woman, and then Jennifer Tilly and him were making out and stuff. So I'm like, hey. Anyways, Cult of Chucky. Interesting. I don't know if it was a good movie. I don't know. I don't think it's over. That's the good thing. There's more to come. So if they don't make any more, I don't understand, because they could still keep going. But with the premise being that Chucky can put his spirit into more than one person, I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that logic comes from, but it's kind of weird. But with that being said, Hold on a second. I'm peeking out, making sure. It's raining outside. Anyways, but with that being said, um, I can expect more movies to come because of the way they ended it. But I don't know. I mean, they like sequels nowadays, so this was basically straight to DVD. But I kind of think this movie, the reason why they put it straight to DVD is because that it wasn't some kind of. It's not going to be some movie you look back on and say, "Oh yeah, Call of Chucky was my favorite." It's something kind of explaining how the series is going to continue, and I think they had to figure out a way for it to go on because of the fact that they really had no more stories to tell. And I think that this is a way to explain a lot of things. So if they happen, I don't know, like I said, now he's a human and he knows how to do all this stuff. He could transfer his soul to anybody. So if something happens, like I'm assuming something is going to happen where uh there's going to be shenanigans happen, and somehow he's going to have to transfer his body into a doll again or something. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where the series goes now. Um, I mean, I sit and people don't like. I think some of the other Chucky movies, like See the Chucky, that was my worst one. And it's still set as the worst one because this is actually a pretty decent movie. There's some comical parts in Cult of Chucky. It's actually decent. It's a decent Chucky film. Curse of Chucky was okay, but it really dragged. It really dragged. So if I was gonna rank the Chuckies, Curse of Chucky is probably the second worst one that they've had out. This one was actually pretty entertaining, just because of all the Chuckies running around, and by the end of the movie, there's 3 Chucky dolls. Yeah, there's 3 Chucky dolls. So one. Yeah. There's another Chucky doll too. So there's 3 Chucky dolls at the end. Then he transferred it. Well, he transferred into her body, so that doll is still there too. But he would have to have gone back. I don't know. It's confusing. Very confusing. So technically, there should have been 2. But then his soul's not in that doll anymore because he transferred it. But with that thing, like I said, with that thinking, he transferred his soul into more things. So I don't know. Like I said, they didn't explain a whole lot, but I'll tell you right now, got the yawning bug. That's what's going on. But as far as Hold the Chucky though, I would definitely recommend you watch it. Even with spoiling it, if you just don't care and you listen to the whole video and you haven't seen it yet, it's still worth watching. It's still a great movie to watch. I really enjoyed it. I was excited for it to come out. I was hoping it would go to the theater because I would have went to the theater to watch it. It would have been kind of a letdown to go and see it in the theater, though. To be quite honest, like I said, I think they knew it wouldn't be worth going to the theater because it's not that great of a movie. But something that's going to go on Netflix, so people are going to watch it. Netflix probably paid them a decent amount of money to get it quick. It's a movie that came out. They're going to get their money. People are going to buy it on Blu-ray and stuff to have the collection to complete the series and everything like that. But, as far as it being a movie that people are going to say, oh, this is a great movie, it's not going to be one of those movies. It's a very, very cool movie. I will say that. I'm interested to see, like I said, where they're going to go with the series. I was... What is this doing this? Oh, okay. But, yeah, I just don't know where they're going to go with the series. But, like I said, the movie is really, really good. It's not the best one, but it was entertaining. It kind of falls into probably... Bride of Chucky's really high up there, though. I like Bride of Chucky, and I think a lot of people like Bride of Chucky. But the first 2 were really good movies, too. So it's kind of hard to see where it fits in. It probably would fit into, like, number probably 4. Because 1 and 2 I would rank as my favorite. Bride of Chucky I would probably rank as number 1 just because of the movies. The music, I'm talking all at my ass now. Anyways, a lot of things happen in the series, but this is something that kind of takes a turn. And like I said, they could end it here and just not make any more for a long time and then reboot the series. I think they should reboot the series, to be quite honest, but I thought that's what Curse of Chucky's job was, to do it. But if they're going to make this movie, my whole thought process is, why would they make this movie if they're just going to stop making the Chucky movies? I don't see that as a reason why they did this movie. So I think that they have plans for doing something with the whole, you can put in the more Chucky dolls. I don't know. What I would like to see happen is that someone like maybe starts making Chucky dolls because they're vintage, and they start remaking and re-releasing Chucky dolls, and not realize that one of the employees is actually, Charles Lee Ray in Nika's body, whatever that person's working for the factory. And he's like, oh, I'm going to put my soul into all these and make like an army of Chuckies. And it'd be like gremlins taking over a town. That'd be kind of weird, wouldn't it? Anyways, yeah. Cult of Chucky. Awesome movie. I liked it. I like Cult of Chucky. I was so excited to see it. It went straight to DVD, and I didn't expect it to drop on Netflix. I had that Upflix app, and it was on there. And I was like, oh, that's got to be an ad. And I click on it. It was not an ad. It was going to be dropped on Netflix. And I'm like, what? How is this already on Netflix? Like, I thought they were going to... I mean, I can understand if they went straight to DVD, but it went straight on to Netflix as soon as it came out. So I'm like, what? It's crazy. I'm happy, though, because I got to see it, though. So, there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Call of Chucky. Okay, in my book. I like it. Hope you guys enjoyed me ranting about the movie and telling you stuff, spoiling stuff, talking about stuff, all that good jazz. Keep rocking and keep on watching the movie, guys. And hope you understood anything that I said during this video. It seems like I'm talking out my butthole. Keep rocking, guys, and keep watching movies.